Swimmers, the time is 10:50. Please clear the competition pool. Again, please clear the competition pool. Good morning and welcome to the final day of the 2020 Missouri Valley Conference Swimming and Diving Championships here at the Mizzou Aquatic Center on the campus of the University of Missouri. Teams participating in this year's meet include the Evansville Purple Aces, the Illinois State Redbirds, the Indiana State Sycamores, the Missouri State Bears, the Southern Illinois Salukis, University of Arkansas Little Rock Trojans, University of Northern Iowa Panthers, and the Valparaiso Crusaders. This morning's events include the preliminaries of the 200 backstroke, the 100 freestyle, the 200 breaststroke, and the 200 butterfly. A friendly reminder to all spectators and athletes for today's competition. The Missouri Valley Conference and its member institutions are committed to the ideals of good sportsmanship and fair play. We ask all persons to please show respect to the opposing team, meet officials, and each other. Persons throwing objects, using artificial noisemakers, using flash photography at the start, or participating in other acts in conflict with good sportsmanship and fair play are subject to ejection. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. The first event of the morning is event number 16, the women's 200 backstroke. This is heat number 1 of 5. In lane 3 from Valparaiso, it's Tara Lawson. Lane 4 from Little Rock, it's Mia Gibson. And lane 5 from Evansville, it's Katie Turner. At the 100, it's Mia Gibson out in a 1:00.73. That is well under pace for her seated time of a 2:13.88. Coming in to win heat number 1 is Mia Gibson of Little Rock with a time of 2:12.04. Heat number 2. In lane 1, Emma Bartline of Northern Iowa. In lane 2, Leah Zingerling of Little Rock. Lane 3, Sarah Hine of Illinois State. Lane 4, Jessie Baldwin of Little Rock. Lane 5, Fernanda Gomez of Little Rock. Lane 6, Allie Ingstrom of Indiana State. And in lane 7, Amanda Dreyer of Little Rock. At the 100, it's Sarah Hine in lane 3 of Illinois State, out in a 1:01.22. And with the 50 to go, it's still Hine in 3, followed closely by Ingstrom in 6. under the flags, it's Allie Ingstrom of Indiana State, running it in a time of 2:06.21. Up next is Heat 3. This is the first of 3 circle-seated heats. In lane 1 from Valparaiso, Sophie Morlock. In lane 2 from Indiana State, Madison Brand. In lane 3 from Northern Iowa, Helena Huberger. In lane 4 from Missouri State, Sydney Radloff. In lane 5 from Missouri State, Sarah Legri. In lane 6 from Northern Iowa, Jordan McCullough. In lane 7 from Indiana State, Catherine Minatra. And in lane 8 from Evansville, Casey O'Rourke. And at the 100, it's Sarah Legri in lane 5, followed by her teammate Sydney Radloff in lane 4. With the 50 to go, it's Allegri, still followed by Radloff, and in lane 6, Jordan McCullough. Coming in to win heat number 3 is Sarah Legri of Missouri State with a time of 2:00:32. Heat number 4. In lane 1 from Indiana State is Tori Johns. Lane 2 from Northern Iowa, Peyton Hall. Lane 3 from Indiana State, Kendall Hansen. Lane 4 from Indiana State, Marlene Pavlou-Lewin. Lane 5 from Southern Illinois, Juliana Carvalho. Lane 6 from Southern Illinois, Devin Speed. Lane 7 from Illinois State, Isabel Valise. And in lane 8 from Indiana State, Marnie Gray. At the 100, it's Kendall Hansen of Indiana State out in a 58.67. Now with the 50 to go, it's Marlene Pavlou-Lewin of Indiana State turning it on. Winning heat number 4 is Pavlou-Lewin of Indiana State with the fastest time so far this morning at a 1:58.62. This is your 5th and final heat. In lane 1 from Illinois State, Emily Keebler. In lane 2 from Evansville, Sarah Johns. In lane 3 from Missouri State, Ellie Southward. In lane 4 from Northern Iowa, your top seed, Katie Taylor. In lane 5 from Missouri State, Madison Brown. In lane 6 from Southern Illinois, Lucia Romero Ingalls. In lane 7 from Missouri State, Kelly Fisher. And in lane 8 from Indiana State, Rachel Sanquinetti. At the 100, it's Katie Taylor out in a 56.54. Meet record in this event is a 1:55.00 set by Sydney Zupan of Missouri State in 2018. With the 50 to go, it's still Taylor, followed by Southward in 3, and Romero Ingalls in 6. And winning the final heat is Katie Taylor of Northern Iowa with the fastest time of the morning at a 1:57.63. Here are your finalists for event number 16, the women's 200-yard backstroke. Second alternate, Huberger, Northern Iowa. First alternate, Morlock, Valparaiso. In your bonus final, Gray, Indiana State. Gomez, Little Rock. Keebler, Illinois State. O'Rourke, Evansville. Baldwin, Little Rock. Zingerling, Little Rock. Hine, Illinois State. And Engstrom, Indiana State. In your consolation final, Brand, Indiana State. Carvalho, Southern Illinois. Fisher, Missouri State. Johns, Evansville. McCullough, Northern Iowa. Hall, Northern Iowa. Hanson, Indiana State. And Belize, Illinois State. Your championship finalists, Devin Speed, Southern Illinois. Sydney Radloff, Missouri State. Madison Brown, Missouri State. Sarah Legre, Missouri State. Ellie Southward, Missouri State. Lucia Romero Endles, Southern Illinois. Marlene Pavlou-Lewin, Indiana State. And Katie Taylor, Northern Iowa. Coaches, the time is 11:18. You have 30 minutes to declare your intent to scratch or scratch. Up next is event number 17, the women's 100 freestyle. This is heat number 1 of 8. In lane 2 from Indiana State, Mackenzie Koska. In lane 3 from Southern Illinois, Jesse Morosky. In lane 4 from Southern Illinois, Cassidy Lounsbury. In lane 5 from Southern Illinois, Haley Moore. And in lane 6 from Valparaiso, Victoria Bain. At the 50, it's Koska in lane 2 of Indiana State out in the 26.61. Coming in to win heat number 1 is Koska of Indiana State and a time of 55.30. Heat number 2. Lane 1, Sylvia Shaw of Little Rock. Lane 2, Mallory Manier of Southern Illinois. Lane 3, Katie Gray, Southern Illinois. Lane 4, Courtney Schaefer, Northern Iowa. Lane 5, Christy Kupfer, Evansville. Lane 6, Danielle Baugh, Evansville. Lane 7, Taylor Beadle, Missouri State. And in lane 8, Sarah Petro, Southern Illinois. At the 50, it's Kupfer of Evansville out in a 25.58. Coming in to win heat number 2 is Kupfer of Evansville at a time of 53.10. Heat number 3. In lane 1 from Illinois State, Janice Everest. In lane 2 from Valparaiso, Mariah Sturdevant. In lane 3 from Missouri State, Chloe Nelson. In lane 4 from Indiana State, Marissa Kozel. Lane 5 from Evansville, Grace Cullen. Lane 6 from Northern Iowa, Natalie Nelson. Lane 7 from Indiana State, Carmina Armstrong. And in lane 8 from Illinois State, Maddie Hernandez. At the 50, it's Hernandez in lane 8, out in a 25.6. Coming in to win heat number 3 is lane 6, Natalie Nelson of Northern Iowa in a time of 54.09. Heat number 4. Lane 1, Casey Summers of Northern Iowa. Lane 2, Jesse Steele of Evansville. Lane 3, Kiara Robinson of Valparaiso. Lane 4, Lexi Carr of Little Rock. Lane 5, Tina Meyer of Illinois State. Lane 6, Khadijah Brown, Little Rock. Lane 7, Cherish Juan, Little Rock. And lane 8, Emily Vasquez of Evansville. At the 50 is Jesse Steele in lane 2 out in a 25.3. Winning heat number 4 is Jesse Steele, and the fastest time of the morning so far at a 52.65. Heat number 5. In lane 1 from Little Rock, Anya Grom. In lane 2 from Valparaiso, Erica Martins. In lane 3 from Northern Iowa, Natalia Verestegi. In lane 4 from Illinois State, McKenna Licking. Lane 5 from Indiana State, Madison Misko. Lane 6 from Illinois State, Julie Kolar. Lane 7 from Northern Iowa, Ashley Howlett. And in lane 8, Andrea Ramis of Evansville. At the 50, it's lane 1, Anya Grom of Little Rock out in a 24.6. Winning heat 5 from lane 1 is Anya Grom of Little Rock with the fastest time at 51.94. Heat number 6. This is the first of 3 circle-seated heats. Lane 1, Hannah Patron, Southern Illinois. Lane 2, Jackie Rose, Southern Illinois. Lane 3, Allie Armitage, Missouri State. Lane 4, Kami Matsumoto, Indiana State. Lane 5, Ashley Sinks, Indiana State. Lane 6, Rita Naude, Southern Illinois. Lane 7, Paige Wright, Valparaiso. And in lane 8, Morgan Markley, Valparaiso. At the 50, it's Naude in lane 6, out in a 24.66. Fastest time we've seen so far this morning is a 51.94. Coming in to win heat 6 is Ashley Sinks of Indiana State with a time of 52.09. Heat number 7. In lane 1, Grace Hale, Southern Illinois. Lane 2, Esmalia Redzuan, Little Rock. Lane 3, Sydney Schmidt, Northern Iowa. Lane 4, Sierra Forboard, Southern Illinois. Lane 5, Alex Malmborg, Indiana State. Lane 6, Carolyn Godwin, Little Rock. Lane 7, Katie Mansker, Indiana State. And in lane 8, Emma Hennessy of Evansville. At the 50, it's Malmborg out in a 24.49. Winning heat number 7 is Forboard of Southern Illinois at the fastest time of the morning in a 51.08. Spectators, please be as quiet as possible at the start. This is heat number 8, the 8th and final heat of the women's 100 freestyle. Lane 1 from Northern Iowa, Grace Considine. Lane 2 from Northern Iowa, Piper Carroll. Lane 3 from Missouri State, Uliana Zubina. Lane 4 from Missouri State, Anna Miller. Lane 5 from Missouri State, Hannah Amelung. Lane 6 from Illinois State, Katie Tillotson. Lane 7 from Evansville, Santos Aguayo. And in lane 8 from Little Rock, Reagan Lawrence. Out at the 50, in lane 4, it's Anna Miller in a 24.03. Meet record in this event is a 49.22 set at last year's meet by Crystal Florman of Northern Iowa. Winning heat number 8 is Anna Miller in a 49.78. Here are tonight's finalists in event number 17, the women's 100-yard freestyle. Second alternate, Markley of Valparaiso. First alternate, Considine, Northern Iowa. And your bonus final, Kupfer, Evansville. Aguayo, Evansville. Hennessy, Evansville. Kolar, Illinois State. Red Zuon, Little Rock. Carroll, Northern Iowa. Steele, Evansville. Verstegi, Northern Iowa. In your consolation final, Patron, Southern Illinois. Hale, Southern Illinois. Naude, Southern Illinois. Rose, Southern Illinois. Matsumoto, Indiana State. Amelung, Missouri State. Armitage, Missouri State. And Lawrence, Little Rock. Your championship finalists, Uliana Zubina, Missouri State. Ashley Sinks, Indiana State. Anya Grom, Little Rock. Carolyn Godwin, Little Rock. Alex Malmborg, Indiana State. Katie Tillotson, Illinois State. Sierra Forboard, Southern Illinois. And your top seed, Anna Miller of Missouri State. Coaches, the time is 11:35. You have 30 minutes to scratch or to declare your intent to scratch. Up next is event number 18, the women's 200 breaststroke. This is heat number 1 of 4. Lane 1, Emily Humphrey of Valparaiso. Lane 2, Nicole Burek, Little Rock. Lane 3, Ella Frangopoulos, Valparaiso. Lane 4, McKenna Bennett, Southern Illinois. Lane 5, Sarah Alexander, Evansville. Lane 6, Allison McDonald, Evansville. Lane 7, Taylor Baldacci, Little Rock. And in lane 8, Morgan Rabaudo, Evansville. At the 100 is Nicole Burek of Little Rock out in a 1:10.06. With the 50 to go, it's still Burek, followed by McDonald in 6. Winning heat number 1 is Allison McDonald of Evansville with a 2:28.42, dropping 4.5 seconds from her seed time. Next is heat 2. This is first of 3 circle-seated heats. In lane 1, Justina Lanny, Southern Illinois. Lane 2, Palmer Ristroff, Little Rock. Lane 3, Madison Morse, Illinois State. Lane 4, Samantha Parsons, Southern Illinois. Lane 5, Anna Maria Nassiu, Indiana State. Lane 6, Carrie Tepe, Indiana State. Lane 7, Olivia Kraus, Northern Iowa. And in lane 8, Allie Grider, Little Rock. At the 100 is Samantha Parsons of Southern Illinois out in a 105.76, followed by Madison Morse of Illinois State at a 106.5. With the 50 to go, Parsons has extended her lead to about 2.5 seconds. Winning heat number 2 is Samantha Parsons of Southern Illinois with a 2:17.15. Heat number 3. In lane number 1, Katie Karsrud of Little Rock. Lane 2, Sage Moore, Evansville. Lane 3, Sarah Vogt, Southern Illinois. Lane 4, Alicia Puleo, Missouri State. Lane 5, Laura Carver, Southern Illinois. Lane 6, Megan Shade, Indiana State. Lane 7, Elena Sylvester, Evansville. And in lane 8, Rachel Studer, Northern Iowa. At the 100 is Puleo of Missouri State out in a 106.45, followed by Moore in lane 2 at a 106.51. With the 50 to go, it's still Puleo of Missouri State, now followed by Laura Carver of Southern Illinois in lane 5. Winning Heat 3 is Alicia Puleo of Missouri State with a time of 2:17.32. This is the 4th and final heat of the 200 breaststroke. Lane 1, Olivia Soares, Northern Iowa. Lane 2, Colleen O'Connor, Indiana State. Lane 3, Yulia Zubina, Missouri State. Lane 4, Mariah Ross, Northern Iowa. Lane 5, Jensen Keck, Illinois State. Lane 6, Mia Savicevic, Northern Iowa. Lane 7, Carly Sewell, Missouri State. And in lane 8, Michaela DePover, Valparaiso. Your meet record in this event was set back in 2017 by Missouri State's Lauren Pavel at a 2:12.43. At the 100, it's Ross out in a 105.2, followed by her teammate in 6, in Savicevic, out in a 105.9. With the 50 to go, it's still Ross at a 140.11. Winning the final heat is Mariah Ross at a 2:15.91. She'll be your top seed tonight. Here are your finalists in the 200-yard breaststroke. Second alternate, Alexander, Evansville. First alternate, McDonald, Evansville. And your bonus final, Studer, Northern Iowa. Grider, Little Rock. Lanny, Southern Illinois. Sewell, Missouri State. Carcered, Little Rock. DePover, Valparaiso. Soares, Northern Iowa. And Kraus, Northern Iowa. And your consolation final, Tepe, Indiana State. Sylvester, Evansville. O'Connor, Indiana State. Shade, Indiana State. Zubina, Missouri State. Vogt, Southern Illinois. Ristroff, Little Rock. And Nessiu, Indiana State. In your championship final, Sage Moore of Evansville. Jensen Keck of Illinois State. Madison Morse, Illinois State. Mia Savicevic, Northern Iowa. Laura Carver, Southern Illinois. Alicia Puleo, Missouri State. Samantha Parsons, Southern Illinois. And your top seed is Mariah Ross of Northern Iowa. Coaches, the time is 11:53. You have 30 minutes to scratch or to declare your intent to scratch. Next is event number 19, the women's 200 butterfly. This is heat number 1 of 4. Lane 3, Treese Lindhall of Valparaiso. Lane 4, Cassidy Lovig, Northern Iowa. Lane 5, Danielle Richardson, Valparaiso. And in lane 6, Maddie Wilson of Valparaiso. Event number 16, the women's 200-yard backstroke, is closed with 2 intents to scratch. At the 100, it's Cassidy Lovig of Northern Iowa out in a 104.3. Taking heat 1 is Cassidy Lovig of Northern Iowa at a time of 2:16.68, dropping a second and a half from her seeded time. Up next is heat number 2. This is the first of 3 circle-seated heats. In lane 1 from Little Rock, Ash Green. In lane 2 from Southern Illinois, Abby Young. In lane 3 from Missouri State, Haley Allen. In lane 4 from Little Rock, Fair Musier Pichardo. In lane 5 from Indiana State, Sierra Campbell. Lane 6 from Evansville, Maya Cunningham. Lane 7 from Northern Iowa, Emma Bartline. And in lane 8 from Little Rock, Brianna Ridings. At the 100, it's Musier Pichardo in 4, followed by Allen in 3. With the 50 to go, it's still Musier Pichardo, followed by Allen. Coming in to win heat number 2 is Haley Allen of Missouri State at 2:05.05. Heat 3. In lane 1, Rochelle Howlett, Northern Iowa. Lane 2, Elizabeth Peskin, Indiana State. Lane 3, Kara Stewart, Evansville. Lane 4, Marnie Gray, Indiana State. Lane 5, Peyton Parman, Southern Illinois. Lane 6, Sarah Hine, Illinois State. Lane 7, Mariana Sanchez Badillo, Southern Illinois. And in lane 8, Nicolette Wicks of Evansville. At the 100, it's Peyton Parman of Southern Illinois out in a 57.4. With the 50 to go, it's still Parman by about a body and a half. Winning heat number 3 is Peyton Parman at a time of 2:03.98. This is the 4th and final heat of the 200 butterfly. In lane 1 from Northern Iowa, Anika Lilligard Boughton. In lane 2 from Indiana State, Molly Fogarty. In lane 3 from Indiana State, Sarah Morrow. In lane 4, your top seed, Kirsten Farley Seppi from Illinois State. Lane 5 from Illinois State, Haley Rivera. Lane 6 from Illinois State, Lauren Nager. Lane 7 from Indiana State, Jalen Talbot. And in lane 8 from Little Rock, Rachel Meriden. Your conference record in this event is a 158.30, set back in 2016 by Missouri State's Dora Kiss. Farley Seppi out in a 56.0. We'll see how she gets home, but she's on pace to break the record. Farley Seppi needs to get home in a 31.0 to break the record. Let's get her home. And Kirsten Farley Seppi winning in a time of 1:59.93. Just a reminder that the A final of the 1650 will be swum tonight. Heats 2, 3, and 4 will start at 12:40. Please have your counters ready. The 100 free is closed with no changes. Here are your finalists in the women's 200-yard butterfly. Second alternate, Richardson, Valparaiso. First alternate, Lubbock, Northern Iowa. And your bonus final, Green, Little Rock. Bartline, Northern Iowa. Wicks, Evansville. Ridings, Little Rock. Meriden, Little Rock. Lilligard, Boughton, Northern Iowa. Howlett, Northern Iowa. And Talbot, Indiana State. And your consolation final, Sanchez Badillo of Southern Illinois. Fogarty, Indiana State. Nager, Illinois State. Stewart, Evansville. Peskin, Indiana State. Young, Southern Illinois. Hine, Illinois State. And Cunningham, Evansville. In your championship final, Musier Pichardo of Little Rock. Campbell of Indiana State. Rivera, Illinois State. Allen, Missouri State. Morrow, Indiana State. Gray, Indiana State. Parman, Southern Illinois. And your top seed is Farley Seppi of Illinois State. Coaches, the time is 12:11. You have 30 minutes to scratch or to declare your intent to scratch. This is a 100-yard butterfly time trial. In lane 4, Elise Piper, Southern Illinois, and in lane 5, Lauren Havertape of Northern Iowa. Havertape's out in a 25.8. And Lauren Havertape with a time of 57.53, followed by Piper at a 101.50. This is a 100-yard breaststroke time trial. In lane 4, Cassidy Lounsbury of Southern Illinois, and in lane 5, Jesse Moravsky of Southern Illinois. At the 50, it's Lounsbury out in a 35.55, followed by Moravsky in a 38.17. Lounsbury finishes with a time of 1:15.77, followed by her teammate Moravsky at a 1:22.34. Up next is a women's 100-yard backstroke time trial. In lane 3, Treese Lindhall, Valparaiso. Lane 4, Ella Frangopoulos, Valparaiso. Lane 5, Sophie Morlock of Valparaiso. And in lane 6, Kiara Robinson of Valparaiso. At the 50, it's Morlock out at 29.0, followed by Robinson at 29.6. Into the wall, it's Sophie Morlock at a 59.84, followed by Kiara Robinson at a 101.47. This is our last time trial of the morning, the women's 100 freestyle. Lane 4, it's Grace Cullen of Evansville, and in lane 5, it's her teammate Danielle Baugh of Evansville. At the 50, it's Cullen out in a 26.1, followed by Baugh at a 26.6. And Grace Cullen will finish with a time of 54.52, followed by Baugh at 56.25. Coaches and swimmers, heat 2 of the miles will start at 12:40. In lane 1, Julia Usman of Illinois State. Lane 2, Elizabeth Peskin of Indiana State. Lane 3, Ashton Adams of Evansville. Lane 4, Sierra Campbell, Indiana State. Lane 5, Molly Fogarty of Indiana State. Lane 6, Emily Webb, Indiana State. Lane 7, Morgan Rosser of Illinois State. And in lane 8, Sarah Johns of Evansville. This is a time final, so any of these girls have the potential to win the event or place in the top 8 tonight. And at the 200, your early leader out here in lane 8 is Sarah Jans of Evansville out in a 1:58.92. At the 400 mark, Johns has extended her lead to, it looks like, about 8 seconds over the rest of the field. She's holding between 30.7 and 31.2. Event number 19, the women's 200-yard butterfly, is closed with one change. Treese Lindhall has now moved up into the second alternate spot. Johns was sitting out at about a 31-6 split for each 50, and now she knocked it down to a 31-0. In second out here in lane 7 is Morgan Rosser of Illinois State, and then fighting for third is lanes 1 through 4. Johns looks like she's settled in back at that 31-6 pace. Rosser moving up just a little bit. That split at a 31-7. She was holding 31-9s. When the ladies get to the far wall, it'll be the halfway point of this 1650. Johns has now dropped down to a 31-3. And Rosser still floating around that 31-7, 31-8 range. Johns is coming up on the 1,000-yard freestyle mark. Her entry time for this event is a 10:37, which is 1,000 times. She is 17 seconds under that. Morgan Rosser in lane 7 is 1 second under her seat time. It's still Johns, followed by Rosser, and now out in lane 4 is Sierra Campbell moving into 3rd. Johns is still at that 31.6 range. Rosser down to a 31.8. Campbell down to a 31.8. We have a good race over in lanes 2, 3, and 4 for 3rd place in this heat. Rosser now at a 32.2, followed by Campbell at 32.0, Adams at 32.1, and Peskin at a 31.9. Meanwhile, your leader is still stuck at that 31.6. Johns has now dropped it down to a 31.5. Meanwhile, Morgan Rosser now up to a 32.1, followed by Campbell at 32.0, Adams at 32.1, and Peskin at 31.7. Over in lane 2, it's Elizabeth Peskin, now in sole possession of 3rd place, followed by her teammate Sierra Campbell in lane 4. Your leader out here in lane 8, now out at 32.0. Johns with the 200 to go, now down to 31.5. Rosser's now down to a 31.8 in lane 7, followed by Campbell in 4 at 32.1. Peskin in 2 and 31.7, and Adams in 3 and 32.0. Morgan Rosser's now down to that 31.6 range, followed by Peskin in 2 at a 31.7. Johns with 100 to go, might put herself in potential scoring position in the top 8. And with the 50 to go, it's Sarah Johns of Evansville at 16:41.30. That last split was a 31-1. Let's get her home, folks. Coming in to win heat number 2 of the 1650 is Sarah Johns of Evansville with a time of 17:11.24. Final split of 29-9. In second, lane 7, Morgan Rosser of Illinois State with a time 17:25.64. And in third, in lane 2, is Elizabeth Peskin with a time of 17:28.40. Nice swim, ladies. Heat number 3 will begin at 1 o'clock, ladies. That's 1 o'clock on the big board. This is heat 3 of the women's 1650. In lane 1 from Valparaiso, Alexis Orange. In lane 2 from Northern Iowa, Lauren Vilms. In lane 4 from Northern Iowa, Sarah Walpole. In lane 5 from Southern Illinois, Mariana Sanchez-Badillo. In lane 6 from Northern Iowa, Nika Lilgard Boughton. In lane 7 from Little Rock, Emma Blaisdell. And in lane 8 from Little Rock, Lily Kerr. Your early leader at the 200 is Sarah Walpole of Northern Iowa at a 2:01.22. Walpole's last three splits have been 31.4, 31.7, and 31.7. Let's see if she can settle in at that pace. At the 400, Walpole again at a 31.7 on that 50. In second is Vilms in lane 2 at a 4:11.30. At the 500, it's Northern Iowa 1-2-3 with Walpole leading in a 5:12.11. In lane 5, Sanchez Badillo of Southern Illinois has now dropped two 31.2s in a row. Walpole has now been at 32.1 for the last three splits. followed by her teammate in 2 at Willems with a 32-2. And in 6, her other teammate at a 32-2 as well. Walpole at 32-2, her teammate Willems at 32-4, and Lilgard Boughton 6 at 32-1. Walpole just flipped at the halfway point. Willems and Walpole both splitting 32 threes, while their teammate Lilgard Boughton drops down to a 31-8. In lane 6, Lilgard Boughton still down at that 31-8. At the 1,000, it's Walpole still holding 32-1. Now Lilgard Boughton down to a 31-5 on that split. Walpole at the 1,000 was 6 seconds under her seed time. It's Northern Iowa still at 1-2-3, and it's Lilgard Boughton in second, still at that 31-5 pace. Walpole at 32.4, Lilgard Boughton at 32.0, and their teammate Vilms at 32.2. With the 4:50 to go, it's Walpole and Lilgard Boughton flipping at the same time. Lilgard Boughton is now taking the lead, posting a 32-33 on that split. Walpole in second at 32.6, and their teammate Vilms in lane 2 at 32.2. With a 300 to go, it's Lilgard Boughton now down to a 31.8, followed by her teammate in Walpole in 32.5, and their teammate in lane 2 in Vilms at a 32.4. With the 150 to go, it's Lilgard Boughton at 32.0, followed by Walpole at 32.3, and Vilms in the 32.4. Let's get him home, folks. They got a 50 to go. Lilgard Boughton flips at a 31.9, followed by Walpole at a 31.9. And teammate Vilms in 2 at a 32.3. Taking heat number 3 is Anika Lilgard Boughton out of Northern Iowa with a time of 17:32.95. Her teammate, Sarah Walpole in lane 4, finishes in a time of 17:34.93. And in lane 2 and 3rd, Lauren Billums with a time of 17:37.3. Nice swim, ladies. Heat number 4 will begin at 1:20 on the big board. This is your 4th and final heat of the 1650 freestyle. In lane 3 from Southern Illinois, Heidi Oplo. In lane 4 from Evansville, Emily Lane. In lane 5 from Little Rock, Ashley Hornbuckle. And in lane 6 from Little Rock, Alexis McCauley. Your early leader at the 200 is Emily Lane of Evansville, followed by lane 5, Ashley Hornbuckle of Little Rock. At the 400, it's still Emily Lane. She's holding around 33.0 to 33.3. Lane still sitting at that 33.3 pace, followed by Hornbuckle holding 34.0s. Lane still at that 33.3. Hornbuckle now at a 34.4. Lane now at a 34.0, followed by Hornbuckle. She's currently holding, it looks like 33.9. Making up just a little bit of ground on Lane. Lane now drops it down to a 33.7. And Hornbuckle still at that 33.9. Lane's entry time in this event for the 1,000 free is 11:10:01. She's going to be about 8 seconds under that pace so far. Hornbuckle came in with an 11:17. She's also going to be under her pace by about 5 seconds. Lane has now dipped down a little bit to a 34.2. Followed in second by Hornbuckle at a 34.2 as well. Lane and Hornbuckle both split 34.40s on that 50. Lane now down to a 33-3 on that split. Followed by Hornbuckle at a 34-0. Lane's last two splits have gotten down to the 33 range. Lane still in that 33 range. Lane now has a 200 to go. She's still holding the 33s. Hornbuckle now with the 200 to go. She's down to the 34-0 range. Lane now with the 50 to go, up to a 34-2. Let's get her home. Hornbuckle now has a 50 to go. She's down to a 33-7. And coming in to win heat number 4, Emily Lane of Evansville with a time of 18:23.61. In second from Little Rock, it's Ashley Hornbuckle with a time of 18:36.79. In third from Southern Illinois, Heidi Oplo with a time of 18:56.46. And in fourth from Little Rock, Alexis McCauley with a time of 2:20:04.92. That concludes our prelim session of the final day of the Missouri Valley Conference Swimming and Diving Championships.